Education is key.
Each year, hundreds of Edmonton frontline social service agency workers attend sessions like this one. Here, Boyle Street Community Services workers learn more about Aboriginal residential schools and sensitivities within that topic. This seminar was sponsored and organized by Reach Edmonton, now in just its fourth year of business.
We're the Council for Safe Communities in Edmonton. We're involved in community safety and crime prevention. We're not a frontline agency, but we work with a variety of agencies, government, the police.
Reach works with and for agencies like the Bissell and Spady Centres, Homeward Trust, Inner City Schools, and immigrant and refugee families.
We absolutely deal with many inner city agencies on a strategy that is known as 24/7. It's one of the Reach recommendations to come up with systems that make sure that those who are the most vulnerable in the inner city not only are safe but feel safe.
Reach is funded by 3 levels of government, has a staff of 10, but works with many organizations. This meeting provided counselor education about the Aboriginal residential schools, conducted by Ken Armstrong and Leanne Warrenchuk.
And a lot of them work in the inner city, and a lot of them work with the urban Aboriginal population. And part of the training was to show them not only the history of residential schools, but kind of the present day impact on the urban Aboriginal.
The history of what happened in residential schools and how it impacted people just isn't something that we know about or that we're taught about.
For 100 years, there was children being taken away from their families and not growing up in a loving environment. There were a lot of them suffered abuse, physical and sexual abuse, and those things did have an effect. Definitely the biggest contributing factor to the issues and struggles that Aboriginals face in Canada today.
So in this case, it was essential social workers have knowledge regarding residential school survivors.
And of course, all those agencies have frontline workers, and they don't always have a deep enough knowledge of, for example, the trauma of residential schools with the Aboriginal population. And so we're working in this instance today with Boyle Street and their workers.
This is going to be a long road. The elders say that it's going to take 7 generations to heal from residential schools.
We are getting follow-up from these presentations. We're getting people that will sit in a presentation and then call us and say, hey, my entire agency needs this. Can you come and talk to our agency?
Not only acknowledge it, but how to work with that population in a kind of a non-judgmental, culturally sensitive way.
Just one form of information seminar that Reach conducts on an ongoing basis, making a difference.
So we're essentially the group that are trying to bring others together to align services better, to start measuring together, and to try and make a real difference in Edmonton in some very complex social issues.
For Go Edmonton, I'm Tim Dancy.